Here you.
So when he gets out of control, that's what I do.
You could stop him?
Yes. We could sit here and do the whole show. We wouldn't have to listen to him, nothing. I've been working on this for years. Watch.
We could have used this years ago.
I know. Huh?
How long was I out?
30 minutes.
Long enough.
Come on, I have a show to do.
No, Joe made a call. I went to the restroom and,
Welcome back.
All right.
All right. You could start it up again. I just
Okay.
had some things to do.
I hate how you have that on me.
I do too, don't I?
Yeah, you've been doing it to me for years. Well, guys, this is your host, Tony Ciaglia, the serial killer whisperer. Yep. You know what, guys, I saw on the way here? Some guy pulled up next to me, right?
Yeah.
With his windows up, nobody in the fucking car, and he had a mask on. So I'm looking at this guy, right? And I'm thinking, this is the kind of guy who jacks off with a rubber on.
It's all about safety.
It's all about safety.
Yes,
He's being safe.
Be safe.
It was probably the really thin hospital mask too that doesn't block anything, right?
It was.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because
Makes a lot of sense.
they think it blocks something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're walking around.
It's a safety blanket. Makes them feel safe.
Yeah. Fucking imbeciles. All right, guys. As you can see, I got Joey, my brother, here today. We're excited. Yeah. He took a break from his very stressful job.
Yeah.
To join us here in the studio. And Mondays are always stressful, aren't they?
Monday.
And they suck.
That's a song. It's
They
a
do
good song.
suck.
Yep, and here we got the fucking coxman putting me unconscious whenever he wants. Don't like that.
Does that method work all the time?
All the time.
I like it.
His girlfriend's going to probably pay me to learn how to do that.
While you're talking,
Yes.
big time,
Yeah.
tell them how they can find us on YouTube.
It's really easy. We get a lot of people, that can't find us. I don't really know because I'm not a techie. But if you go to murderphone.com, all one word, murderphone.com, you'll see the YouTube, whatever they call it, the little emoji thing. Click on that. Click on videos. They're all there. Every one that we've done. There's, I think, 97 of them.
That's awesome.
Just under 100.
Jeez.
Just awesome. I bet you'd like that money back,
And-
wouldn't you?
But we've had some fans. I think Doug talked about it. Like if you go in and say you type in Arthur Shawcross on YouTube, sometimes one or two will come up, but they just don't come up. I don't know why. And I think it has something to do with the .com, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
With the
Well,
with the .com.
You like that, Joe?
Well, it might be.
Joe, that's
Do you know why?
that's a 78-year-old talking about tech.
Anytime I go to here, I'll just do it right now. You go to YouTube
Yeah.
and you type in Murder Phone Podcast
Yeah.
and it should come right up. Let's just test it.
No, I agree with you. I think it will. But isn't it supposed to come up? Let's say you type in.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So if they type in Arthur Shawcross, there has to be tags that are linked to YouTube. Otherwise,
Is
it's
that
going to
what it
bring
is?
up. It's going to bring up, everything about Arthur Shawcross. You're probably in there somewhere, but it would need to be linked.
Okay.
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 I like that.
But don't worry about it. Just go to YouTube, type in Murder Phone Podcast. It'll come right up.
You heard it right there.
So ignore the old guy.
Perfect.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, it has something to do with the .com. I don't know what the fuck that means, but
Yes.
One of the people out there said that, so now you're insulting them.
Joe, the .com. It's kind of like describing what Ariana Grande's relationship's like with her girlfriend. It was a bunch of words. And we all went like, what the fuck does that even mean?
That's another
This
podcast.
is to both of them.
Yeah.
That's
To both
another.
of them. And fuck them.
Well, today, you guys,
.com.
you're still sexy. I don't care. Today, we're going to visit.
I'm gonna fix the chair over here. I feel like I'm like a little person here.
Little person.
Okay.
It's
All right.
okay. You can use the word
You're a
midget on this
guest.
show.
Okay. I'm
okay.
back. I'm
I've
back.
used
All right.
it.
Doesn't that look better? Fuck,
Yes.
you guys had me sitting
Yeah.
under the table.
I did that on
Jesus.
purpose. Okay. Go
Do
ahead.
I look short?
You are short.
Yeah. You do look a
No,
little short.
Come on, no.
Did you get it
Emilio Estevez is short. He's 5'4".
Is he really?
Yeah, we were watching St. Elmo's Fire.
So you got about 4.5 inches on him?
No, I'm 10 and a half.
5'10" and a half?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, today we're gonna go to Fallsburg, New York, to Sullivan Correctional Facility. We're gonna visit the monster, just like we did back then. The three of us. Yep, we went to see this walking nightmare in the flesh. Yeah, and it ended up being quite the story, just like we thought it was going to be.
But before we do that, we have to go through the trial, which we never did before, briefly, to show you guys how he got there to Fallsburg.
By November of 1990, the circus rolled into town, otherwise known as the trial of Arthur Shawcross. Prosecutors in Monroe County were done playing fucking games. District Attorney Charles Siragusa stood up and declared, "Ladies and gentlemen, this monster butchered 11 people." Shawcross naturally pled not guilty by reason of insanity. Of course he did.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Of course he did. They
Yeah.
all do. You know, in my book, that's a fucking coward's plea. It's over, asshole. You got caught. Time to fess up. Time to pay the piper. So the defense, they brought in forensic psychiatrist, Dr. Dorothy Lewis, who painted a picture of Shawcross as a walking neurological scrapyard, multiple personalities, PTSD, childhood sexual abuse, the full tragic buffet.
Forgot about this.
His little dick,
They probably talked about it.
him and Hitler, they both have little
Yes.
dicks.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay, that's all right. And I mean, it is a shame
How
that he.
how do you know Hitler has a little dick?
Oh, I read about it last week.
Interesting.
He has
What publication was that? It's just
the internet.
oh, okay.
He's
I mean, it would kind of make sense. He was little,
yeah.
you know, like he was a little
He was born without a ball.
kind of a little bitch.
He had one ball, and he had a micro penis, 2 inches, like
Huh?
fully hard.
Okay.
I wonder if he was sexual, you know, like art. Art made you think that he was the ultimate cocksman.
He was
Fucking-
asexual. Asexual.
Yeah.
Hitler was?
Yeah.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. That's why he hated the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh. But you know, it is a shame that Arthur had so much going against him. But I'm sorry. There's lots of people out there that also had lots of fucked up things happen to them when they were kids. And they don't kill people, do they,
Right.
guys?
No, they
No.
don't.
They don't. According to Dr. Lewis, whenever Shawcross killed, now, okay, this is fucking bullshit. He supposedly slipped into an internal alter ego named Bessie,
What the fuck?
right? Exactly. Coxman, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah. Yes, guys, Bessie. That's like me. When I do fucked up shit, I turn into Swifty.
That's your nickname, Swifty?
Swifty.
That makes it all better.
So because nothing says serial murderer, right, defense, like blaming it on your imaginary homicidal Aunt B or Aunt Tina. The fish platter, guys. The fucking fish platter. And we all know what that smell is, right? The
Yeah.
fish platter.
Now that might have been a defense. That might have driven anybody to kill.
So she argued Shawcross shouldn't be thrown back into the prison system. No. He should be institutionalized. Come on, guys. What the fuck? Locked away softly, gently, as though he were a confused farm animal that wandered off the property. Here we fucking go again.
Yeah.
You know what I always wondered? What if that was Dr. Lewis's daughter that was fucking mutilated, raped, humiliated, fucking left out in the cold, frozen to death, had her fucking vagina eaten?
Yeah.
Do you think that she would still think that he was an alter ego?
You know what, Joe?
Fuck it's ridiculous.
Mhm.
It is.
You know what, though? She would never fucking admit it, though.
No.
She would never admit it.
No.
She would just fucking talk around it like a politician does.
Yeah.
You know, they never answer a fucking question. They always just pity patter around it.
But the good news is the prosecution didn't go for it.
No.
That's right, Joe. The prosecution, they weren't buying it for a second. FBI profiler Robert Ressler. Anybody who's studied crime or likes crime shows and stuff knows who Robert Ressler is. Celebrity. He took one look at the defense's claim of PTSD from heroic war trauma and said, abso-fucking-lutely not. Bingo.
Nuh-uh.
He wrote that Shawcross's stories of battlefield atrocities were outrageous and untrue. Translation: Shawcross wasn't Rambo.
Really? You mean all that shit that he told us in person was a lie? You mean the colonel or the general or whoever he was talking about didn't send him out on these covert fucking secret ops by himself? Remember? They would send him out in these Vietnamese villages alone, like fucking Rambo.
He
and
didn't hear this from the colonel. You're one crazy son of a bitch, son.
Yeah.
But you know I love you.
That's a Rambo line, huh?
No, that's what Art told us. Remember?
I know. He said that
His
the colonel,
commanding
yeah.
officer or whatever, the guy said, "You're a crazy son of a bitch." Oh God,
But I love you.
but I love you.
So you don't think that was true? That
Fuck
stuff
no.
he said?
No.
No.
He was sitting in the KP tent,
I
fucking
think some
probably
of it,
serving soup.
I think some of it was. I really do because, well, like I don't think the next thing you were going to talk about, wrestler. I don't think he really cared if it was true or not.
Mm-hmm.
He was just going to say it wasn't true because he didn't want this fucking animal to slip through again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, knowing what I know about Vietnam, he could have possibly done those things. Nobody would have said a word. There was so much going on back then.
That's true.
Mayhem.
And the stories of my friends that actually went there, like the guy that rode the riverboats, and they cut heads off and, put them on the stakes on the boat. And they used to wear a necklace with their ears. They would cut the ears off the ones they killed.
That's cool.
And they made ear necklaces out of them.
Holy shit.
So, I mean,
Ed Gein did that too.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
So Shawcross, I mean, who knows? I don't know.
Listen,
It's possible.
I'm sure he did some crazy shit over there, but I don't believe that he was the go-to guy in the platoon
Fuck no.
to go out and
No.
execute covert secret op missions and everything.
Yeah,
Fuck
it's all
that.
up here.
That's all in the head.
He wasn't a SEAL by
No.
any means.
No.
Big fat SEAL.
Yeah.
So the prosecution psychiatrist, Dr. Park Diaz, stepped in, diagnosing Shawcross, not with demons or alter egos, you guys, but with plain old antisocial personality disorder, which they all are.
Yeah.
Mhm. The clinical term for he knows exactly what he's doing and he doesn't care.
That's perfect. Perfect definition.
It is.
Of that.
Yeah.
Good job.
Uh-huh.
Must have been when I took you out.
Mom told me she's going to take my shirt. She said she's got yellow pants.
Yeah?
And she wants to.
She wants that
She
shirt.
wants this shirt.
I wouldn't fuck with Mom.
It's very
Oh,
like
yeah.
Mick Jaggerish.
Yeah.
I like
It really is.
It is.
As promised, tune into our YouTube channel and you'll see what the women who would marry this fucking son of a bitch look like. Ready? This right here, what you're looking at, is Rose Wally Shawcross. She got to bear his last name. What an honor. But remember, Art's a true coxman. I mean, he had fucking side dishes over here, side dishes over there. Art was coming over there. Art was coming over here. Fucking like a fucking cum machine. Fucking Art. Unbelievable. I love that.
Yeah.
Fucking, it wouldn't be hard for a CSI. Why is Art's come over here? Why is Art's come over there? Huh? So, fucking Shawcross eventually landed at Sullivan Correctional Facility. His final address. In a little room with a toilet and a bed with a mattress about this thick.
The size of his dick.
Hey!
Allegedly.
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 Allegedly. Oh, fuck. Today, we're taking you back to the moment we came face to face with this piece of shit. And trust me, when you shit across from Shawcross, you don't just see evil. You feel it. It's just like you feel dirty after shaking his hand. But even locked up, the ghoul couldn't help himself. He never stopped talking, bragging about what he did. Right, guys?
Yeah. For
it
sure.
He was very proud.
Yeah,
very proud
very.
man. Gosh. You know, and he constantly likes to twist his past into some pathetic excuse. Like
Yeah.
all serial killers.
Yeah. He was the victim.
They're always the victim.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Today, we're firing up the time machine, right? Thank you, Elon Musk. And blasting ourselves back to 2008, back to Fallsburg. He might have even had some cum on his leg, like his pant that he was wearing. I'm just saying. He's a cum machine.
Well, he knew Ron Jeremy.
Ugh.
Oh, God. Joe, Ron Jeremy. I met him 3 times. And one time, I swear, he had some schmug on his leg. Fucking these black sweatpants he was wearing. Why the fuck was he wearing sweatpants doing an autograph show?
He wore sweatpants everywhere.
What were you doing?
I'm going to go on a ledge here and say, I don't know if it's something to brag about that you met him 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, really, you could just say, I met him. Then leave it at that.
That is better, isn't it?
That's way
Because
better.
now it looks like I was out like seeking to meet him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
A meet and
Exactly.
greet. Maybe you were.
Fuck.
Maybe you were.
I will give it to Ron, though. He was a funny man.
You know, some kids had like posters of Schwarzenegger on their wall
Yeah.
when they were a kid. Some had Stallone, Rambo. You had Ron Jeremy on your wall. That was your guy.
Yeah, looks so good. Maybe I'll suck it myself.
Yeah, oh, come on. How many
Hey,
guys?
we got to get back.
Come on,
Okay.
how many guys can?
See?
It works.
It works every time.
It works.
All right. Okay. You all right now?
Fuck! What the fuck? Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah, back to
Are we in the time? We're in the time machine now.
we're in the
Yes,
time
yes.
machine.
Okay.
But we're going to Sullivan Correctional Facility.
Okay.
All right. Back to talk about the unforgettable days with the Genesee River Killer himself, Arthur John Shawcross.
It's September 9th, 2010. I can't believe it's been 15 years.
Fuck, I know.
Ah, that's crazy.
We look a lot better than Art does.
So Tony,
And I put the wrong fucking date in. I'm sorry, Joe.
was
I
it
must
longer?
have been on the time. It was 2008.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 17 years.
Sorry about that,
17
buddy.
years.
Yeah,
Shit, yeah.
It's been 17 years. We were doing the Rochester thing. That's why I screwed up. That was 2010. So
Wow.
sorry, guys.
So Tony, myself, the coxman, we're on a flight. We're heading to New York. Most people fly across the country for family or,
I love that.
sunny vacation, a wedding. Not us.
Fuck no.
We boarded a 6-hour flight from Vegas to New York for one reason and one reason only, to pay a personal visit to the fucking monster himself, Arthur John Shawcross. That name, maybe it sounds like a serial killer's name, even though like
Mhm.
maybe it's just a
Yeah.
automatic because he was a serial killer, but
Yeah.
I don't know. When I see that name, it just reminds me of fucking terrible.
Kind of like John Wayne Gacy.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we touched down in New York just before midnight, the kind of hour when normal humans are going to bed, but not in New York City. I don't know if you guys remember that, but shit, we rented a car so we could drive about 100 miles more deep into the darkness of upstate New York. The destination, Fallsburg. What a beautiful place. What a beautiful city. A beautiful town.
Oh,
Home to none other than the correctional facility where Shawcross was caged.
Am I missing something?
What?
The city. Beautiful.
he's
Yeah.
tongue in cheek.
It's
Yeah.
like you're kidding, right?
I'm
Kinda
kidding,
like-
yeah.
Okay.
It's like saying Toledo's beautiful.
Yeah, right.
Hey, any of you guys that listen to us that are in Toledo,
Or
he didn't mean
Fallsburg.
that. He
Or
didn't fucking
Fallsburg.
mean that.
Toledo's not a bad place. It's just not beautiful,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
you know.
Huh?
Anyway, so now you would think that landing in New York and driving out of the city at 1:00 in the morning would be open roads, but fuck. Only in New York. Remember we hit that traffic
Fuck.
jam?
Yeah,
I'll
on the
never
bridge.
forget it.
I mean, we were sitting there. There was just a fucking miles and miles and miles of brake lights. And here we are in the car on our way to see one of the worst serial killers imaginable. So you get off this flight for 6 hours. You're tired. You get in the car. You know you got to drive another 100 miles. And there you are. Boom.
And we
stuck
thought we were
in
going to
fucking
sail
traffic.
right through.
Yeah.
Nothing's
Not
worse.
there.
I don't have any kids, but I bet we're adults, I think. But I can't imagine, because like when you go on vacation sometimes with your kids and
Yeah.
your
Mhm.
wife, and you fly somewhere and then you have to hop in a car and then fucking drive somewhere, it's got to be the worst. Is it the worst? Or the kids sleeping, just no
No, what's worst is when you leave the red-eye flight, Vegas to like Miami.
Okay.
And then you get there at 6 a.m. The kids slept on the plane. You didn't sleep. And now they're ready to roll. And then you got to pick up another flight, say to like Aruba, which is another 2.5, 3 hours. And all you want to do is sleep, and they're all over the place. That's worse.
Okay. Wow.
So back to Fallsburg. We roll in. I think we got there at about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Dead tired. And then we got to the motel. And let me just put it this way. If Norman Bates from Psycho had popped up from behind the counter with a room key and said, "You're going to love the view,"
I love it. I love it.
we would have nodded politely and thanked him and went to our room. What a shit. It was a real shit.
Thank
Fuck,
you.
it was
terrible.
freaky.
That's a great picture for the people out there.
Oh.
I remember it.
I think we were the only 3 living guests on the registry, and I'm still not convinced that the rest of the people there were tucked away like somewhere in the drywall. Like they had to be.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, but looking back.
Hold on though, really quick. I fucking love that. And there is nothing better than a hotel with a couple of people tucked away in that drywall somewhere.
You like
The
that?
House of Horrors, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So looking back though, if you're going to go through this much trouble to visit a piece of shit like Shawcross, you might as well sleep in a place that feels like you're auditioning for The Shining. Actually, The Shining was a pretty nice hotel. This
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
this was more Norman Bates.
Totally it was.
That's
And then
definitely.
why did they put me at the other end of the hotel? I mean, here I am in a room by myself. These 2 guys are together, and we're like miles apart. And I'm laying there thinking something's coming. Something is coming out of the wall.
Did it have a continental breakfast? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was raw.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember the town.
I don't remember.
But I remember that hotel. It
Yeah.
sticks out.
I remember it too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we probably didn't close our eyes till like 4 a.m. Might have even been later.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So somehow morning came anyway, and our first stop was, are you ready, folks? The fucking grocery store. Now, I can't remember what we picked up. He gave us a list
It was like meats
Do you
and
remember?
cheeses and crackers and fruits.
and some was there canned goods? No.
Wasn't there
Vegetables.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no, but he wanted like that Hormel.
Yes,
Like
yes.
the chili
The chili.
and
He did want that. Yes.
Yeah. Did you ever taste? Good memory.
Did we put was there like a can of Spam too?
Yes.
That we got in
Yeah.
there?
Yes,
He
that was-
wanted-
There was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember
Ah.
thinking like, who eats this?
Think about that.
But now we
folks.
know.
Now we know.
Think about it. So the list in hand, we shopped for Arthur's requests. In Sullivan, which is not like any other prison, and we've visited a lot of prisons, no prison all over the country allows something like this. But they do have the highest rate of rehabilitation. They're closed now. They closed this prison down.
It's kind of like a country club of prisons.
It was decent. It wasn't like it wasn't San
Very
Quentin.
clean.
That's for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. So anyway, you had to hand the stuff over to the guards when you got there. They inspected it. They went through the boxes. And then they delivered it up to Shawcross while we were processing through. So by the time we got there, he'd already received the stuff. So they had it down. Anyway, we were led into this cafeteria-like room.
Yes.
Looked like a big cafeteria.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah. And it was empty.
Like something you would see in a high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, the overhead fluorescents were kind of buzzing and just, it's kind of creepy.
Yep.
So we were by the time we got through with all this, we're about 45 minutes late. Okay. We sit down, a little small talk.
Look at Joe. He remembers.
A few minutes later, there he came, the great fucking Art. We knew he was coming because you heard the doors closing as they were leading him. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Boom.
He walked in there like he was fucking like part of the royal family.
He was the warden or something.
Yeah.
So he walked in and we're like, oh, we sat up a little. He walks into the room and he just keeps walking like he's a fucking predator. And he's looking around, looking over our heads. We're sitting there like Mickey the Mopes, you know? And there he goes. Art walks by us, goes to the end of the room, goes down this way. There's one little guard sitting at a big desk. That's it. Walks by the guard, finally makes his way back over to the table where we're sitting. We had already stood up. We're ready to shake hands with this fucking idiot. And he looks at us. And I wrote the words because I can remember them. He looks us dead in the eye. And do you guys remember what he said? Oh, glad to see you could make it.
Yeah, nice of you to show up or some shit like that, right?
So let me just run through this.
Would have been great if we stood up and walked out.
Glad to see you could make it. 6 hours in the fucking air from Las Vegas. 3 hours on the fucking road to Fallsburg. The dead of night, we finally check into the fucking Bates Motel. We grab 4 hours of fucking sleep. We woke up to go grocery shopping for this fucking idiot. Tub of shit. And then he bitches because we're 45 minutes late.
Suck my dick, fucking
All
Art.
Three of us, and it was unspoken, we're thinking the same thing. How many fucking punches can we land on this fat tub of shit?
Yes!
And how much injury can we do to him before that fucking little guard gets over here and stops
yes.
us?
I like it.
That's what we all thought. We compared notes later, right, Joe?
Well, I didn't know that they had like schedules in there, you know, like,
Yeah, right?
I mean, where's he going?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Where's he going?
Where's he going?
45 minutes late. So he sat in his brick room for another 45 minutes. I mean,
Now, of course we didn't. I wanted to, Joe wanted to, and Tony really wanted to, but we didn't. So we shook hands with this piece of shit. We sat down and we waited for the show to begin. And whoa, what a fucking show it was.
it was.
Get ready, folks.
I just also have to say, I just thought of this. Ever since I befriended Arthur, I let him into my life, I let him into my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see a girl's pussy and I'm doing my thing to it, you know, my thing, I look at it and I'm like, how did he cut it out with a knife and then rip it out? I'm looking at it and I'm like, how is that possible? Well, he told us, didn't he, guys?
Yeah.
How he did it.
did.
And we're going to get into that in a little bit.
You know, I'm just sitting over here in disbelief and just looking at you and the shit that comes out of your mouth. Do you think the listeners know that he has a traumatic brain injury and that's the result that sometimes
That comes
things
out.
come out? I'm doing my thing.
I did this number too. I'm doing my
Fucking.
I'm doing my thing.
He licked his fingers and said, "I'm doing my thing." But I just want to make sure that the people out there know that this is, you know,
See, 33 years we've been dealing with it.
it's
So
like we're
it's
numb
like-
to it. But
yeah,
I
it's
don't
like-
know. Like
everybody's out there going, what did he just say?
Or are the people listening thinking this chauvinistic fucking scumbag, pervert piece of shit?
He deserves to be in there with
Which
him.
he's my brother. I promise you, he's not.
Maybe half and half.
I'd give it a 50-50, but he's not the complete scumbag that he portrays.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that in there because I care about you, I don't want...
He cares. He cares about me.
I don't want people thinking that you're something that you're not.
Okay.
They could think it a little bit because you are a little.
Uh-huh. A lot of it's for show, though.
I know.
Like you, going back to your office and say you have a meeting, with
I'm
the people.
I'm not going back. I quit today. So
This guy.
I gotta call Tim.
Yeah, fucking Tim.
I locked the key to the door. That's it. I left it all there.
That's it.
Fuck it.
Hey, we still get the hockey tickets for
I'm
tomorrow
out.
night?
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. As long as we're
doing
getting those.
Resignation goes in Wednesday. I'm done. Done. Anyway, sorry. I just, people aren't here in person. They don't get to see the finger lick and unless they're watching on YouTube. But most people like me, I'm listening on headphones at home, and I just want to make sure that comes through to people, that they don't think that you're
just a scumbag.
You're quite as a scumbag as you portray. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Care about you. In your image.
Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up. I really am.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah?
What I'm talking about is if you're in a meeting, could you see yourself doing that to like a realtor? Honey, when I'm doing my thing, could you see that in a meeting?
I don't know if that would fly.
It might not.
I don't know.
think it would.
It might. It depends on the realtor, I guess, but maybe I'll give it a shot and I'll let you know.
Thanks.
But I don't know if I could do it as good as you. Because there's this when you do it, there's this sleaze element to it.
There's a dirtbag element.
Yeah, it's like you take this sleazy approach, and I don't know if I have that.
Yeah, especially when he says, fuck.
Doing my thing.
I'm doing my thing. Fuck.
Fuck. What the fuck?
Yeah. But I'll give it a shot and I'll let you know how it goes.
Cunt face.
I either get stabbed or I get a deal. It can only go one of two ways.
Love it.
And he doesn't drink either.
I know.
I said Thanksgiving when he did the video.
Did you watch that? Did you watch it?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's going to think he's drunk, right?
Oh,
Everybody.
for sure.
Yeah. He doesn't drink, folks. So thank God for that.
It didn't even sounded like I was drunk.
Get back to Arthur.
Okay.
Arthur.
So
This
Joey, my
wonderful
dad, and I, right, we're all there. So what you're getting today, they're not just stories, all right? No, they're not stories. These are from notes. This guy right here took notes on everything that fucking went down those 2 days we visited with Beelzebub, the devil. And these memories are burned into our skulls because you don't always meet somebody like Arthur Shawcross. You don't always meet someone like Tony Ciaglia. Shit gets burned into your head, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the most manipulative, cold-blooded monsters ever to walk. All right. We were all a little nervous, a little on edge. Fuck that shit. These two pussies might have been on edge. Fuck that. Not me, not I, says me. I wasn't on edge. I was ready to go. Right? That's right. I was waiting for Art to make a move.
He would have beat your ass.
You know he would have.
He would have beat your ass.
Come on, Joe.
I mean, he's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
he's big.
And he was fucking military trained.
And he's a
Don't forget
fucking maniac.
Special ops.
Let's not forget that.
Delta Force, Navy SEALs. I don't know which one, but he was special ops.
He might have been in both.
Special ed ops, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. I'm glad you threw that in there. He would have beat my ass, wouldn't he have?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The female guard at the door would have beat your ass.
All right. Wake up.
Okay. So before we got into the real meat, No Shawcross pun intended. I asked Art what Sullivan Correctional Facility was really like. He shrugged, that dead fish shrug of his, and he said, it was okay. You know, they're pretty good to you if you follow the rules. I asked him if he'd ever had a cellmate. And his answer was kind of like Joe Matheny's, you know?
Yeah.
When I asked him if he ever had a cellmate, that's when his eyes lit up. He was like excited to share this with us. His demeanor changed. Oh, yes. He sat up in his seat. He says, one time they moved me, the great Arthur fucking John Shawcross. They moved me, can you believe it? From a single cell to a double cell with 2 bunks. Not one, but 2 bunks. I was the only prisoner at that time they tried that fucking bullshit on. I complained. But the guard just said, get the fuck in there, Arthur. That night, I wrote a letter. No, this isn't Haddon Clark's grievances. This is fucking Arthur John Royalty Shawcross writing a letter.
The warden.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the superintendent of security. I told him fucking straight up, put another motherfucker in this cell with me and he'll be in my hot pot before morning. Isn't that sound like Joe Matheny?
Yes, it does.
It's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
So, I was moved to a single cell. Shocking, but it worked.
So let me interject there really quick. I have a question for you. If you, let's say you were an inmate, which you wouldn't last 12 seconds in there.
Could you see me in prison?
No, you'd be somebody's bitch. Like, I mean, it would be, they would love you though. The hair and everything.
The hair.
You do have
a pretty boy.
You have the Cameron Poe thing going on a little bit though. Con Air. Not the physique, but the hair. It's very, right? Wouldn't you say? You know what I'm talking about, right? So you got the Nicolas Cage hair, not the physique. Anyway, back to my question. My question is, if you were an inmate, would you rather get bunked up with a guy like Art or Joe Matheny? Or would you rather get bunked up with like a gangbanger? A guy that committed murder, but he's not a serial killer.
Wow.
Who would you rather be bunked up with?
I would say a gangbanger. He would drive me crazy with his fucking bullshit.
Really? I think I'd go the other way.
You'd rather be with Art?
I think
Joe?
Because, you know, the gangbanger was like, he's trying to prove something, right? So he's trying to fit in. He's probably trying to find who his people are going to be on the inside. And I think you'd have more of a shot of getting hurt or killed by that guy than you would a serial killer, because most of those guys were premeditated. They thought it out. Some of them are kind of intelligent. I don't know. That's just me. I think that I'd rather be in with Art versus like, you know, some young gangster that.
Now that you defined it to me so well.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to change?
No.
So I'm stuck with this fucking gangbanger?
You're stuck. You picked him.
Fuck.
Could have been worse.
Fuck.
You just think you could have been drinking coffee with the great Art every morning in his cell, listening to life's lessons, just having him tell you about his experiences. But you picked the gangbanger.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm with Hector Rodriguez, right?
Yeah.
Not Arthur Shawcross.
He could be a Crip, a Blood, whatever.
Yeah.
I would take the serial killer.
Fuck.
What about you that are watching and listening to this? Put a comment down there and tell us if you take the serial killer or the gangbanger. I'm curious.
But first, listen to this, because we had to put a clip in here because we wanted to share Arthur's voice with you. so you could all feel like you were sitting at the table with this piece of garbage. So after you listen to the clip, then picture yourself in a cell with him, drinking coffee with him every day, sharing stories, listening to his greatness.
They'll never put a roommate in my cell.
They never will?
Never will.
Why is that?
Did you put me in a double cell?
Uh-huh.
I told him, I wrote the deputy security years ago, and I said, you put another motherfucker in the cell with me, and he'll be in my hot pot for a morning.
Oh, meaning you do him in?
Huh?
I can't tell you would do him in, right?
I cooked them under just about.
Hold on, Joe, before you get into this. I just want to say, what makes Arthur so fucking not being able to stand him, so repulsive,
Narcissism.
is the fact that he thinks
Total level.
the fact that he thinks he's fucking something great.
Yeah.
That's what makes him so.
But most of them do,
Yeah.
right? Look
Yeah,
at
they
Bianchi. he was terrible.
Yeah. Gacy,
Yeah.
Gacy.
Bundy, that motherfucker.
Gacy might be the worst
I think so.
from an
Yeah,
era.
I think
I don't know. It's just so hard because they're just
You
all
wanna
so
know?
alike.
You want to know?
Yeah.
Because when you were talking about Shawcross taking the insanity plea, not Gacy.
No, he didn't.
No fucking way do I want people to think I'm insane. That's a pussy way to do
I
it.
didn't. No.
No way.
Yeah.
So maybe Gacy might be the worst ever. You think about it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Just from an arrogant standpoint, I think he is. So
His big
Okay,
companies,
Joe.
Joe. His
What do
big
you got?
companies.
What do you got?
I got a couple doozies. So I don't know if you remember when I asked Art if any of the other inmates fucked around with him. Like, did they know who he was? Did they try to start fights? And
I do.
he leaned back in that plastic chair and his lips were like, he had that little smug, that little smug like smirk on his face they always
Always.
had. And he sat here, let me try to get this right. Because he sat back with that big giant belly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he had his arms crossed over his stomach.
Yeah.
Like he was like an old grandpa.
He was.
But probably not a guy you'd want to fuck with though. Because I
No.
bet you he
Right.
could handle it. He
Oh,
could
yeah,
handle
he could
himself.
Yeah.
So
He had big forearms.
I remember he turned to me and he said with his voice, that mumbling, like low voice, I almost killed a guy in here once. And just like that, boom, he was off. He was reliving it in his head.
Yes.
It was like a fantasy. And he told this story that this punk came up to him one day and he growled and he told him he was going to kill me. And the great Art said, you're going to kill me? And he was like tapping his chest. You remember this?
I do. I do.
Okay.
I
All right.
fucking
Yeah,
do.
I do.
So I grabbed the little bastard. I slammed him into the wall so hard that it knocked the breath right out of him. I picked him up by his throat, his feet. First of all, I don't think he picked the guy up by his throat and his feet were kicking.
You know he
Let's
didn't.
call it.
Just fucking.
But we'll let Art carry on in this story.
Yeah.
His feet were kicking. His eyes were bulging. I could have crushed his windpipe like a wet paper cup. It was almost like Michael Myers in the movie Halloween when he would
let
just pick him up against the wall.
One difference though. That's Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, I
This is Sullivan.
he was a big guy. I'm sure he was strong. Was he strong enough to just pick like a guy up by a, I don't know.
No.
Anyway, so the weird part is like Art's not looking at us anymore. He's looking like through us. And if you remember his eyes, he would blink really fast.
Oh, yeah.
And
Just like George Bush.
yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you. So you could see he was going through this whole, his eyes are blinking, his lips are like curling, and he's reliving these moments, as he's telling these stories. But he said, then the guards jumped him, and when they were holding him, that little coward, this dead man walking, he snuck a couple of cheap shots in and hit the great Art right in his face.
Great art.
you could feel like this guy becoming violent. You know, the energy turned almost violent or scary.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweating.
So he said when they let him loose, his smile widened. He grabbed him again, and this time he just snapped his teeth together hard.
Remember when he did it?
And he said, I bit his fucking finger right off. And I remember like the energy was just sucked out of us. 'Cause I'm thinking, this guy just told me he bit somebody's fucking finger off.
Yeah. It's like,
And he's in there for killing 11 people.
And you know what the craziest part is? I believed him.
yeah, for sure.
I did
He
too.
wasn't lying
yeah.
about this. And then he turned and he goes, fight was over. And he just shrugged like, that was it. I bit his fucking finger off, shrugged, the fight was over. That's it. And then he said, I'll never forget. Man only needs to lose one finger to find religion.
You love that, huh?
Yes.
If you were to get one of those books, like, you know, this book here, that's the 100 greatest quotes of philosophers, do you think that would be in it?
I love it. I love it.
I kind of doubt it.
Hey,
Right?
guys.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, since you chose Arthur and you're in the cell drinking coffee with him in the morning,
Yeah.
that would be one of his great philosophies he would share with you.
Absolutely. Could you imagine some of the wisdom that he would share?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so he wasn't done yet, right? Now he's standing. He didn't even realize that he'd pushed his chair back because he was getting wound up, right? His arms were moving.
yeah.
He was starting to feel violent. He was reliving every blow that kid had given him or he gave to him, every scream, every taste of blood. And that's when the guard, I think it was the woman, she said, Shawcross, sit the fuck down. And just like that, this big burly man dropped back into his seat. His eyes were cold. He was breathing heavy, but he was smiling. And it was that eerie, devious, creepy ass smile that he had.
Yeah.
But you could tell every single moment that this guy talked about was exciting for him. He remembered all of it. He might have embellished a little bit, but I did believe him about the finger.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
100%.
What if that motherfucking that guy came in to the cafeteria and Art goes, hey, show him your fucking hand.
Yeah,
And
right.
he goes like this and he's, yeah. Hold on though. Speaking of great quotes, this is my book, right? Well, there's a picture of me in there and I'm licking my finger and I'm going,
Oh, God, you're
I'm
disgusting.
and my quote is, I'm doing my thing. Great quotes.
Maybe you should do a book.
Yeah, like
Great
Ron
quotes.
Jeremy.
You should do a book.
Yes.
Maybe I'll suck it myself.
All right. We got to move on here. Okay. I was in a daze sitting there because you guys got to remember, I heard about Arthur Shawcross back in 1972 when he killed the two kids that he wouldn't talk about. So this whole time it was surreal because I'm sitting there with my two sons. They weren't even born in 1972 when I first heard about this madman. And here we are sitting in a fucking cafeteria with them, shooting the shit.
Yeah.
My two boys, serial killer, and me. I'm like, what the fuck? So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to keep this simple. I saw him. He was so involved in chewing that finger off. So I thought, you know what? I'll ask him something simple.
I'll jack him off.
So I said, Art, I said, you know, when you sent the list of victims that you killed, it's different than what they have on the computer. I was just wondering why. Why is it different? Who's right? Simple question, right? Pretty easy to answer.
No.
Not with Shawcross.
No, it's always a big deal.
Nothing is
Always.
fucking simple. He stopped. He just kind of stopped what he was doing because we were all just, looking around and talking. And I asked him that question and he stopped and he tilted his head. Then he leaned forward and he said in his voice, I have a question for you. Who killed all those fucking women? Who killed the fucking women? Me? Or those fucking assholes that are on the computer writing all this silly shit that you guys read about me?
It's the truth.
And you remember?
Yeah.
Everything changed. He changed. His demeanor changed. His fucking eyes changed.
It's like somebody taking credit for his work.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he sat there just blinking. While he said that, he was blinking. Continued blinking.
Just think Rose
And-
Wally got to be with him.
It almost felt like the temperature dropped in the room. We're
Ugh.
just sitting there silent, looking at each other.
Yeah.
And there's one fucking guard in the room. And I'm thinking to myself, it's not enough. One guard is not enough if this fucking asshole goes off.
Just think though, Rose Wally got to be with him,
Oh, yeah.
which makes you kind of jealous.
Yeah,
It
you
makes
do.
me jealous.
Yeah,
I don't
me
know.
too.
I know him.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but in the book here, there's a picture of the four of us with Art.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, I don't know what I was thinking, but back then, 18 years ago or
Yeah.
17 years ago, there was that shit in style, like the Ed Hardy, the shit that had the skulls and all that stuff on there,
Yeah.
right? And I wore a shirt to the prison, not even thinking. Mom pointed it out, actually.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you wearing? And I looked and I had like some ridiculous, stupid shirt on with skulls and it said Death Cheater.
Death cheater.
Yes.
That's what.
That's what I wore to go
Yes.
meet this guy.
Yes. And by the way, that picture will show later in the show.
Oh, it is?
So get on YouTube, guys. You're going to see some of this stuff.
Hey, speaking of Ed Hardy, nothing's better though is when you're out, like when I met like 5 guys and some fucking guy comes in with an Ed Hardy shirt on and he thinks that he's really on point. Right? And it's like, bro, that went out 17 years ago.
Like the bedazzled rhinestones all over it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, another one is, you guys remember David Berkowitz. He was in the
Oh,
same
yes.
prison.
Yeah.
For the listeners, if you don't know who David Berkowitz is, he was known as the son of Sam.
Right.
Anyway, I asked Shawcross if he ever saw Berkowitz in the prison and what he thought of him. And we knew where this was going. It was
Oh,
more of
yeah.
a setup.
It was
Yeah.
a setup. Yeah.
Like any other prisoner that got any kind of notoriety other than the great Art.
Yes.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo. Yeah. So I remember what do you think of him? And he kind of shifted in his chair, he postured a little bit and he said, Berkowitz. And he like snorted. And then he had like this nasty little laugh.
Uh-huh.
And he referred to him as the son of dope. That's who he said, is that who you're talking about? The son of dope? I see him sometimes, not much, just in the halls. He waves a hand dismissive like Berkowitz is a cockroach and he couldn't be bothered to step on.
Mhm.
He works late afternoons, evenings down in the ward with the mental cases. And he taps the side of his head and he goes, it's pretty fitting, right? Like as if he's some fucking poster boy for mental
Sanity,
health,
right?
Yeah. And bug out, taking care of the bugs out, like Shawcross is, all there. But then he leans forward. His eyes were narrow. His voice dropped. He's a greedy little asshole and a fag too.
Yeah.
Was
Mm.
Berkowitz gay? He wasn't, was he?
He was probably gay in prison.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe.
I could see him being a bitch. in
Anyway,
prison.
that's how Shawcross referred to him.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was like in a literal sense or just a derogatory, name that he was using.
Yeah. Couldn't you see him though? Being
Berkowitz?
yeah, being
Oh,
a
yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. So he said that Berkowitz thinks that people buy into that bullshit son of hope crap that he's pushing now. That fool actually believes that he's some kind of spiritual prophet. And then he says, he was in a cult, right? Son of SAMN. That's what they call it. Not just some street weirdos. Real operation that's based out of Europe. The word is he didn't do those shootings alone. He had 5 others with him. Berkowitz was just the patsy, the fool, the lucky. So Shawcross had an eerie grin and that he was spreading across his face, really enjoying talking about Berkowitz, that, he dismissed Berkowitz, really.
Yeah.
Made him seem like, small time. I think he was
Totally.
jealous.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was jealous because if you were to poll 100 people in the street and say, do you know who David Berkowitz is? More people would probably know Berkowitz than they know Shawcross.
No. There's no comparison, Joe. Not at all.
In the notoriety aspect, right?
Oh, yeah.
Even though Shawcross was so much worse than him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, so he had that little grin because every man and woman that ran with him, he just drew a thumb across his neck and he said, dead, all of them, cleaned up and wiped out. And Shawcross, Arthur fucking Shawcross, just smiles like he knew even more, but he wasn't going to share.
Of course. And that is the Arthur Shawcross.
That's him.
We know.
That's him. Just an
And you know
arrogant.
what? Think about this. This is back in 2008.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we had never heard any of this. But you know what? Later on,
It came
started
out.
hearing about it.
The
That there
cult.
was a cult,
Yeah.
that he wasn't just the shooter, that he worked with a group of people. You know, I'm sure everybody out there that's crazy enough to watch us
He was like a
probably
Manson, right?
knows about this.
He would.
I could see Arthur riding Berkowitz in prison. Maybe Berkowitz was the great arts bitch.
Manson, he was more like a Manson, right? Berkowitz.
No.
He was like one of Manson's women.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yes.
followed orders.
Yeah. Gotcha.
They say that this cult, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
They've done documentaries and everything on it.
a fucking coward. He'd walk up to cars and just shoot
Yeah.
people in cars.
But there's so many different witnesses that drew different composites that didn't look anything like Berkowitz. I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember watching that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, who knows?
Day 2, dos, for all my Spanish watchers.
Do you remember how many hours we were there day one? It was like 6 and then
Let's see,
6
we
the
got
next day.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd
It
say
was like
6.
10 to 12 hours total that
Yes.
we spent with them. Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
Just looking at somebody talking about how great they are. You think they'd run out of things to say, right?
It wasn't boring though, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It wasn't
not at
boring.
all.
No, definitely not. Day 2 with Arthur Shawcross. Everyone's a little calmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know Art. He knows us. Now he knows our faces. Now we know his face. The nerves, they've burned off. The coffee kicked in. And now it's time.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Coffee. That's what we had to buy him a lot of.
Coffee.
Remember, he
Yeah.
talked about coffee. I love to drink coffee.
Really?
Thank you. Yes.
Oh,
That was part of the grocery list. Mhm. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, it's okay. Don't let it happen again.
I won't.
I mean, I'm like in a groove.
Whole bean, organic only
Was that what he drank?
for the great art. I don't know. It had to be something though.
Yeah.
Something.
You know it.
You weren't buying Folgers in a can for this guy.
No, no.
Fuck, are you kidding?
No.
You think the King of England drinks fucking Folgers?
It
No.
was a whole
No.
ritual for him, how he made his coffee. I remember now with the letters.
Yep.
Go ahead, buddy.
Oh my gosh. So the coffee was kicked in. Now it's time to poke the monster a little.
Yeah.
And I guess I can brag a little and say I was really good at that. Really good, I must say. So I leaned in, right? And I'm going to drop this fucking bomb. This bomb. Art, would you consider yourself a sociopath? Fuck. Art. Because, you know, I mean, anything you tell him is going to be an argument.
Oh, yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. I could tell it pissed him off a little, right? He didn't answer right away. He just kept giving my brother dirty looks. Then he leaned back in his chair. Lean back, Joe, like how you had it. Put your hands out.
Push it out.
Yeah, there you go.
Just push out the gut.
There you go. And the hands there. Yes. So you're looking at Joe. He's sitting there like that, right? And he's locked in at me with those dead eyes. And he simply said, no. I don't know what I am. But whatever I am, it ain't in no damn dictionary.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. He tapped his temple a little bit. A conscience can be blocked. Did you know that, Anthony? I can do something and just put it up on a shelf, close the door, and save it for later.
There's a definition for that.
Compartmentalizing.
It's
right?
called sociopath.
Oh,
That's
I
right.
mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
So all that stuff started doing when I was a kid. He could just put it away and on a shelf. Vietnam made me into something different, he muttered. He was such a low talker, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
But I do believe that.
Oh, yeah, well, it fucked up so many men.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah.
if he hadn't gone to Vietnam, if he would have been a serial killer.
That's
Good
a good
question.
question.
I don't
Real
know.
good question. Man. It made me different than that country boy from northern New York.
I mean,
Isn't it?
he did get an honorable discharge. It's sitting right there. He's very proud of it. He sent it to Tony.
Yeah.
Let me see that.
Hold it up to the camera, too.
Do you think this is actually a U.S. military document, or is this something that the great Art made?
Well, he was in prison. I don't think he could make that. I don't know.
Dad, they can make anything.
Yeah.
Certificate of Appreciation for honorable service in the United States Army and for outstanding service and loyalty to the United States of America. This certifies that Arthur J. Shawcross has met the strict requirements set forth by Congress of the United States for membership in the American Legion. Signed, Arthur Shawcross, October 31st, 2006.
You want to show that one?
Another certificate of appreciation.
Hey.
On behalf of the Veterans Resource Center, A. Shawcross, in appreciation for all your support to the Veterans Resource Center at Sullivan Correctional Facility. To my friend Tony, Arthur J. Shawcross.
So you had to, so this is the American Legion. You had to prove that you had an honorable discharge to become a member. That's why.
Got it.
So that's,
What's this achievement award for? That's outstanding achievement in IPA.
that I don't know.
What does that mean? That's
I
a
don't
beer.
know.
That's a type of a beer.
But anyway, he was very proud of that. And yes, I do think that Vietnam fucked him up.
Yep. They're
I
all
don't know
signed.
if he would have been a serial killer, but he would have been fucked up because of his upbringing.
That's true.
Yeah. You see, Tony, you see things. In Vietnam, you do things. And part of you doesn't come home. His eyes were colder now. Like I told you before, I can be nice man. Next door. Or your worst fucking nightmare. I asked him, so you did feel bad when you slaughtered those women. He went stone cold. It's all in the eyes. He leaned in and said, I'm not a sociopath. And yes, I have feelings. But I can put them on the shelf and close the door on them. Now he's angry, right? Now he's fucking angry at me.
Yeah,
And says in a low, controlled
Talk.
rage, can't you understand that, Anthony? I should have stopped there. But I didn't. Fuck him. Why am I going to stop?
This
Fuck
is when I
guy.
left. This is when I left the cafeteria.
Nah,
Joe and I are looking at one another. We know where it's going.
fuck this asshole. I'm not, why would I stop? This is like once in a lifetime, right? I get to talk to this scumbag.
I remember this very clearly.
So do I.
What you did next.
Yeah.
You went where he didn't want you to go.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I not, right?
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Feck. What the feck? I wanted to see what would happen if I touched a nerve. So I brought up the 2 children he slaughtered in Watertown,
And you knew immediately.
where it was going. The second the words left my mouth, I knew I had fucked up. His blinking got faster. His jaw tightened. Then the rage started to boil up. His eyes, it's all in the eyes, went from dead black to burning coal. And his voice dropped so low, I could feel it in my chest. He growled, "Those kids, I told you that wasn't supposed to happen." I'm thinking, but it did, asshole. It did fucking happen, right? Yeah, it did happen. You strangled and fucked that little girl, that little boy. You strangled him to death. You cut his balls out and ate his dick and his balls. You cut his fucking heart out. You ate his fucking heart. That's not what happened. But
He was pissed.
Oh,
he was pissed. So I knew I had to hold back. We thought the visit was going to be over because he stood up from the table and he walked about 10 feet
remember that?
Mm-hmm.
and he stood with his back to us.
I remember when he came back to the table what he said too.
We thought the visit was definitely over. Then he leaned in, closer than anyone needs or wants Shawcross to be, and said, "I told you, don't ever bring them up again." He looked like he wanted to kill me. Yeah, wouldn't have happened. He probably could have snapped my neck, right?
Easily.
Yeah.
I could snap your neck.
Come on. Come on. I saw the look his victims must have seen. And that's the kind of look you don't ever forget. I kept my face steady. I'm totally fine. Not scared at all. But inside, every instinct I had was screaming, "Get up, walk away, now."
I don't know if I've ever seen somebody change like that. He was fucking pissed when you brought that up.
Oh,
Yeah.
He was pissed. And it was like a different person.
yeah.
That's what they say, though, when like a serial killer.
Yeah, when he said
Kills
to
you.
you, "Don't ever bring it up again," I was like, holy shit.
Once again, I thought that guard is not enough.
No, I
We're
was
gonna have to jump
convinced.
in.
Yeah.
We're probably all going down.
Yep.
Yeah.
He actually, and he liked Tony. He truly did. As much as a sociopath can like someone, he liked Tony. And he lost it. And I truly would never forget the look on his face. That I'm sure his victims saw that look. I'm sure that we're probably the only ones left alive that ever saw that look and lived to tell about it because it was spooky,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Ugh. You know, there was one thing that we forgot to talk about.
What's that?
When we sat down with him, they had all these like vending machines.
That's coming.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to build that up. Right?
Okay. All right.
So we just kind of took a break. He had walked away. You could see him breathing. And then he sat down, was kind of silent. So I thought, well, I know I'm going to bring something up that I know he's fucking pissed about, but it's not one of his crimes. So right away I'm thinking, is this the right time? I think it is. Boom. So I hit him with Keith Jesperson, the happy face killer. I said, Arthur, you sent Tony a letter from Keith Jesperson. You want to tell us about that? And he stopped and he just started to think. And he said, that guy wrote me a letter and I sent it to Tony. And what I feel about the guy is written right across the top of that letter. This is the letter.
This is the letter.
What's it say, Joe?
Fuck this maggot. Arthur John Shawcross.
And in that letter, well, just a little bit. It's dated June 19th, I believe, 2008.
Yep.
And he wrote across it, fuck it, fuck this maggot, signed his name to Tony. And he looked at us and he said, this guy, I don't even know how or where he got this silly information. I did not kill Kimberly Logan. Took him a minute to even think of her name. I didn't kill Kimberly Logan. Now, the photo that you can see on YouTube, if you're looking at it, but I'll describe it to you right now, it's the body of Kimberly Logan. It was found behind homes on Meg Street, just north of Monroe Avenue. The police had to move a small trailer to get the body that was half covered with leaves. And it said online, Arthur Shawcross was later convicted of this crime. That's not true. He's never convicted of this crime. It's definitely not his MO, this trailer that you see where the cops are. They never found any evidence that led them to believe that Shawcross did it. So when I asked him, he got a little worked up. He said, that motherfucker is saying that he has proof that I killed Kimberly Logan. And it's not damn likely that he does. He couldn't have any proof because I didn't fucking kill her. Then he got really pissed off again. And he said, do you guys know how many women I fucking killed? Do you? And we're nodding our heads. Then why the fuck wouldn't I say I killed Kimberly Logan? Who gives a shit? Here is just some punk trying to make a fucking name off of me. He's trying to make a name for himself. And I told the man, I wrote him back, and we have those letters that Arthur sent them to Tony. He said, I told him that if that man was in this man's prison, he would be my bitch for life. He would do every fucking thing I told him. And he said, you know how big that guy is? He would make one great big bitch. And we believed him. And I know he didn't kill Kimberly Logan. It definitely wasn't his MO. Now, whether he could make that guy his bitch, who knows?
Yeah. He's
It ain't
6'8".
gonna happen. Yeah, he was 6'8".
Jesperson was?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I'm looking at this letter that he
Oh,
wrote, Art,
yeah.
and it's some of it's hard to read, but he talks about Tommy Lynn Sells in here.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he said, it really isn't a deal breaker. After all, you don't know me, but I feel like we don't have to prove much to each other of how bad we can actually be, which puts us so far ahead of the rest of them. Interested? ? Send me a letter. I have some real funny stories on what can be done to those who fuck with us. Later, Keith Jesperson with the happy face.
What a loser.
Art talked about that too in his letter. He said if he keeps it up, because Jesperson sent the letter that Arthur sent to him to that asshole in London. What's his name? I can't think of the guy's name. He spews a lot of bullshit. He's a writer. Christopher Barry D.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And he said if he keeps it up, he said, I know an FBI agent. He said the stuff he said in his letter, he threatened people. You read it. You just read it, Joe.
Yeah.
He threatened people that write to us, fans that write to us, people that want us to write back to him. He wants to kill them. He said, that's all I got to do is get my FBI friend that information. He'll take care of Keith Jesperson. I'm glad you read that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Shawcross said that in a letter.
Oh, wow.
You're up, buddy.
Yeah. I asked the great Art if you really ate raw pussy or if that's all hype and bullshit.
He asked you. He said, in Vegas, you're a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Do you eat pussy? And you were like, where are you going with this, Art? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But I kind of get the feeling that I don't eat it the same way that you do.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, and you sort of like, you played into his ego, and then it was, then.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Then he started.
The mask came off completely, Although when you're talking to Art and you're talking about different subjects, he takes the mask off, he puts it on, he takes it off, he puts it on. Yeah.
He's a fucking serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
He asked my brother for some popcorn. Remember that, Joe?
That was beautiful.
While he was thinking about what I asked him, Joey brought over some from the vending machine. You want to talk about the vending machine?
Yeah, I mean, there was an assortment of fresh pastries and no, I'm kidding. So they had this vending machine and there was a bag of popcorn in there and he said he wanted the popcorn. So he's not allowed to get up from the table to go to the vending machine. So somebody has to go for him. So I went over there and I, put the popcorn in the microwave, brought it over. When I got back to the table is when he took out his dentures. Like he took out all the top teeth. Yeah. And then remember he set it on the table?
Yes. How could I forget?
Fucking disgusting. And when he started telling the story, he was eating the popcorn, but he wasn't chewing it. He was just it was like his gums. Where he was just smacking his gums, top and bottom on the popcorn.
Just think Rose Wally thought that was hot.
Oh, my God. And the popcorn was like flying out of his mouth on the table. Do you remember that? It was disgusting.
God, if we could have videotaped that.
Oh,
it would have been a bestseller.
Nasty.
Yeah. Fuck. But when those teeth came out and he started talking about the pussy, the eyes were blinking.
Oh, yeah.
He was sweating. And I've eaten pussy, not like you've eaten pussy. I've eaten it from the inside out. Now his eyes are starting to blink really fast, and he's sweating profusively, and his eyes glaze over. He looks like he's back with his victim. He pulls out the teeth that came out. Wow. He throws them on the table. Popcorn's coming out of his mouth. The eyes are blinking. Fuck. He starts gumming more and more popcorn. And he said, I knew June Stotts. June was not a sex worker. She was mentally slow. She had mental problems. I took her to lunch, let her ride the carousel. What a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy.
What a nice date. What a nice date.
I had sex with her and strangled her. All right. So he strangles this girl. Oh, and he helped her out a lot, like giving her a quarter here, 50 cents
Yeah,
there.
he'd run into her at the park or wherever.
Yeah. So after I was finished and she was dead for a while, I would start thinking about it. I'm looking at it. I don't know why. Don't know why. It didn't happen every time. But when I got the urge, I had to do it. I was in a frenzy at this moment. I would take a knife. In June Stott's example, he took her knife and he would cut carefully around the pussy and then grab a handful of hair. And I would reach inside the pussy, flick it a little bit, yank it. Sometimes with my other hand, I would have to go back in the inside of it and wiggle it free. Once I got it out, I would eat it raw. Just like this. From the inside out. When I was done, and it would take a while for me to calm down, I would go to Dunkin' Donuts and I would wash it down with a cup of black coffee. Right? We're stunned at this point. Not quite sure if we really saw or heard what was just coming at us. Because that's not something you hear every day.
But people have asked me, have you ever met a serial killer? And I tell them this story, and like people are just, what the fuck? Like, you couldn't even script something like that. I wouldn't even think that that's something that's possible to do, but I believe him.
Well, he even, remember, and I'll never forget it. That's why I can still remember. Remember, he even put it to his mouth, and then his eyes were blinking so fast. I mean, he was there. He was back there with June Stott. You could just tell, right? And he's licking and he's pushing it on his face. And like, oh.
And I remember him saying, June Stott, she was retarded. I put her out of her misery. And it was like, oh.
Somebody should have done that to him.
Yeah. But you did let her ride the carousel before you.
Oh, man.
And one thing we didn't say is he cut her from her throat down to her pussy. And then he cut it out. And the reason we know this is true is, what do you call it? Autopsies.
Autopsy reports, yeah. She was cut from. And another thing I want to say, he had no problem talking about June Stotts. He sat at the table with us, described it, showed himself cutting it, went back there, you could tell. June Cicero, he ate her pussy, freely admitted it in those letters. I think Dorothy Keeler, I can't remember. I know he ate 3, or he talked about 3, but he would never talk about eating poor Jack, little Jack's penis and balls. No. Can't talk about that.
Too personal.
Off limits. That's off limits.
Cocksucker, piece of shit.
You know, I feel like we're beating up on Art a little bit. I feel like we're picking on him. You know, let's talk about the soft side of Art because we saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, we did. A
So-
little.
There's that one part that stuck with me a little bit. If he did have a nice side, he showed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit. So there was a kid in the prison, maybe 19, 20 years old. He was
Yeah.
young.
Really?
Yeah.
He was real young.
Yeah.
He still had that like beaten down look on him, you know, the kind of look that you get from a lifetime of somebody else's sins that, you know, maybe it wasn't his fault. In this case, I don't think it was his fault. That's just how he looked.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we stopped and we turned and we looked at him. He was there waiting for his parents.
Yes.
And Art had leaned into us and he said that kid was doing time in here for killing a priest who had been molesting him for years. And according to the great Art, he took this kid under his wing, and which in Shawcross, you know, vocabulary, that meant that he'd put a word out to anybody in that prison who fucked with this kid would have to deal with Art, which is kind of cool, you know, if he really did do this to take this kid. But when the kid and his parents came over to say hello, you could tell that he genuinely liked Art. You know, that Art had either stuck up for him or you know, really did right by him when he got in there. But imagine that. This fucking guy that just told us a story about eating a girl's vagina, the Genesee River killer, the patron saint of prison underdogs. But Art couldn't get over the fact that this kid got life for killing a so-called man of God who had been raping him. And he went off on like a major rant, and he was talking about, you know, how the priest was supposed to be a soldier of Christ and a protector. And instead he referred to him as a piece of shit in a collar or a white collar or something like that.
Let me interject really quick, Joe, because I just want to say how I feel about that fucking black robe, Roman collar wearing piece of fucking pedophile shit. He's lucky he got shot and died. If I was that kid, I would tie him up. 2 pickup trucks like this. Tie his hands to this fucking bumper, tie his legs to this bumper, and just fucking boom, split that cocksucker in half.
Wouldn't it be
That's
better,
what I'm
though, to
talking
take the
about.
trucks and ram them into each other first with him tied up between them, then reverse it, and then slam it again, and then split it?
Wow.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Hey, you've done some thought on this. It
Yeah.
sounds. That's
I mean,
great.
it just triggered something.
Fucking, that's great.
You know, another thing, Arthur converted to Catholicism when he was in prison there. So that really worked him up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember Art telling us that, you know, on his terms, what he would have done if he got his hands on the priest. And it would have been very slow, very ugly, and very painful. And Art was pretty convinced that the kid's sentence would have been reduced. I don't know if that ever happened or not, but hopefully it was.
I hope so. But, you know, Art died, so we never did find out.
Yeah.
So before the visit ended, right? And things had calmed down, I guess, as much as they could with these subjects being brought up. I requested descriptions of all the killings in Arthur's own words. Art said, the best way that Art could say it, what you are requesting is going to be tough. I have had quite a few people ask me for the same thing, and I turned them all down. I have not thought about the murders in 18 years or better.
Bullshit.
You know that's some bullshit. Come on. You know, every day,
Every
right?
single
every
day.
fucking day,
Yes.
he's wanking that little fucking cock of his.
Yep.
Thinking about it, coming over here, he's coming over there, all over the fucking prison. He's coming on the warden. Wow. Anthony, Anthony, Anthony. I will try and do it, though, for you. So, guys, Arthur died 2 months later, to the day, to that fucking day. But he actually got them all typed out and sent them to me. I received his last letter on October 29th, 2008, with the final description. This is when I realized he truly considered me a friend. So, guys, I received this letter from one of Arthur's prison buddies on November 16th, 2008. Dear Anthony, let me start first by asking, how are you doing? Well, I hope. You were probably saying to yourself, do I know you? No, but I will explain why I'm writing. I got your name and address from Artie, Arthur Shawcross. He had just gotten an operation and he couldn't sit up for too long to type his friends' letters, so he gave me a list of his friends to write. Artie got an operation the first week of November. He came back to the housing unit on November 6th, and on November 8th, he called me to his cell and told me his legs were hurting really bad. I informed an officer, and they put Artie back in the hospital here in the prison. They told me he would be back on Monday, November 10th. Monday came, and they told me Artie was sent to the outside hospital. That night at 10:36 p.m., I was informed by an officer that Artie had passed away. I was in shock, and I couldn't believe it, but it was true. I'm so sorry that you had to find out this way, but Artie spoke so highly about you and said you were his best friend. And I believe Artie would have wanted it this way. And out of respect for my friend, I thought it was the right thing to do. Artie was a very good friend to me, and I will miss him very much. Every day, if I may say so, Artie had many people writing to him, but he only picked a couple for me to write to when he couldn't sit up to type. You were the only one he talked about, so that tells me a lot about how he felt about you. I'm going to end this letter for now. If you wish, you can write me back. Your friend, Henry Vega. P.S. Please keep Artie in your prayers. Anything you guys would like to say about that letter?
That's it right there. I think it's on the table. Oh, it's right there.
This one here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think
So-
he had two sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he was probably a split personality,
Yeah.
sociopath, psychopath.
Yeah.
I think he genuinely had a decent side to him, though. But you can't really change the fact that he was a monster. Unfortunately,
Exactly.
maybe
Yeah.
it was his fault. Maybe it wasn't his fault. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, when I got word that he died, I was sad a little bit because
You're human.
and we became close, you know, in all of our phone conversations and letters. He wasn't always boasting and bragging. And
I remember when he used to call the house and mom would answer and she was cooking.
Yes.
And he's, what are you cooking? She'd say like pasta. And he'd ask, you know, he knew how to cut the onions and this is how you got to do it. And like he had an answer for everything.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Hence why we call him the
Great art.
great art.
He could do everything.
Yeah.
And one thing I can say, I could stomach the great arts phone calls a hell of a lot better than
Haddon.
no. Bianchi. Now you talk about a boastful asshole.
The
Yeah,
worst.
just-
The worst. Haddon is just
Now I'm
off the
worried.
charts. Wild, you know.
Now I'm worried.
Now I'm-
That's
Now I'm
him.
worried.
That's
he was
him.
just so phony,
Yeah.
Bianchi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every fucking call.
At least
phony.
with Artie, what you see is what you get.
I was just going to
You know?
say that.
Yes. Well, that's a wrap, you guys. On season 7. Wow. I didn't think we'd ever end it. Season 7.
Well,
you know?
There's still more to come.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is.
Season 8.
We're going to take a little time off. I'm going to do my thing. So we can like recharge our batteries. But we'll be right back after the holidays with season 8. More slipping through the cracks of justice.
Bill Bonin.
Yeah, Bill Bonin. I was going to ask you, should we tell them who it's going to be?
Sure,
A real
why
beauty.
not?
A
Yeah.
real piece of shit. Bill Bonin and his crew. Thank you for listening, watching, and supporting Murder Phone. You guys are great. And go to Murder Phone on Facebook and you can watch all my fucking crazy videos that I post. They're pretty awesome. I think you'll like them. Have a safe, wonderful Christmas and a great New Year's holiday. You guys, we love you all. God bless you. Thank you, Joe. I love you.
Thanks for having me. Love you
Uh-huh.
guys.
Love you,
Joe.
Dad.
Thank you, Joe. Love you, pal.
Mm-hmm. And take care. Stay safe. And remember, always walk in the calm after the storm.